And dear students, welcome for the 14th session of investment management, that is in security analysis. It is the fourth session. So here we are going to study about the third layer of fundamental analysis, that is company analysis. So we have fundamental analysis. Under that we are going to study about company analysis. As I have discussed, we have three layers. One is economic analysis, industrial analysis, and then we have company analysis. So we will be dealing with company analysis in this particular session. So recap of the previous class: fundamental analysis or industrial analysis. This is what we have studied in the previous class. As I have told, the objectives of the chapter will remain constant for the entire sessions of this particular chapter. So it provides an overview of securities analysis. So at the end of this session, or after going through this session, you will be able to carry out company analysis. So what is company analysis? So far we have discussed economic analysis or economy analysis. You are going to study about, analyze the entire economy, what is happening with it, how it is going on, what is the stage in which it is surviving, whether it is inflation or deflation or recession, whatever. Then I just took one session about industrial analysis, wherein industry is a group of companies where they manufacture identical or similar products, or more or less same kind of product which can satisfy a particular need. In that we have different companies. A group of companies is called as industry. So that one particular company, one unit, when we take separately, it is called as a company. So we are going to analyze that particular company. So here it is basically dealing with return and risk of individual share and security. Individual share and security means, say for example, we have software companies. So we take only Infosys into consideration. We have automobile industry. We will take only Tata's into consideration. We have textile, we will take only Reliance into consideration. We have mobile business, we will take one particular category of brand into company into consideration, for example Samsung. So in that way we take a particular company and we try to analyze the share value or the share price of that particular company and try to come out with an appropriate decision in order to whether to invest or not to invest. What exactly we do in order to go for company analysis? We go for a scrutiny of the company's financial aspects with a view to identifying its strengths, weaknesses, and future business prospects. So every company will have its own strengths, weaknesses, and future business prospects. So that can be identified through the past records of the company, the present records of the company. Based on that we can estimate the future. So here basically we use the financial statements of the company. Basically the analysis of a company can be made through two broad categories. One is financial statement analysis and second one is non-financial analysis. So here we will go for the next one, financial and non-financial analysis. So what is financial analysis? Financial analysis is nothing but financial statement analysis. It is the study of the company's financial statements from various viewpoints. And as I told you, it gives the historical data and current information. So we try to analyze both the present and the past to estimate the future. What are the uses of this financial analysis? Who will use the financial analysis? So basically the users of financial analysis are owners and management. They use the financial statements in order to take business decisions. Generally what happens, if you want to continue a business or you don't want to continue business, or you want to purchase certain material, or you want to launch one product, or you want to update the equipment, you will go for analysis of the financial statements and decide based on that. So this major decision is taken by the owners and managers. So these people will use the financial statements or financial statement analysis. The next person who is interested in the financial analysis are prospective investors. They use it to make financial decision. That is what these people will use it to take a decision whether to invest in that company or not to invest in that particular company. For example, whether it is debentures or bonds or equity shares or preference shares, whatever, when you have to purchase, it's like you are going to give the whole saving of your life into that particular company. So you will definitely look into the financial prosperity of the company in order to see that your savings or the investment what you make is safe in the company. So the next one is a lending institution will use it to examine financial health. Generally, banks, financial institutions, they will examine the financial health of the financial condition of the company to lend. Say for example, the company wants to take a long-term loan. At that time, automatically the lending institution will look into the financial statements or financial analysis. And many times tax authorities use it to see what is the correctness of the duties, the taxes, whatever they are going to levy or what they are going to pay. So many times many businesses have default in payment of taxes that can be revealed through the balance sheets, the financial statements. But here the same financial statements can be used to analyze to what extent the company is efficient in preparing the accounts and payment of taxes. Vendors use it to assess credit worthiness. That is, the suppliers use it for ascertaining, the sellers use it for ascertaining the credit worthiness of the organization. Generally, when a company goes for purchasing, it may purchase on credit basis. So when they go for purchasing on credit basis, automatically the seller wants to know how frequently or how efficiently they will pay back the debts. Okay, students, let us go for the next one. So here we have the tools of financial analysis. What are the tools of financial analysis? It's nothing but the financial statements which we use in order to analyze, examine the financial condition of the organization or the company or a specific security which we want to purchase. So here the financial parameters used are balance sheet, profit and loss account, comparative financial statements, trend analysis, common size statements, fund flow statement, cash flow statement and ratio analysis. The first one is balance sheet. See, basically the two statements which are there with the company is balance sheet and profit or loss account. What is balance sheet? We have already seen this, we have studied this, you have studied financial accounting, right? So there you have studied you have gone through a balance sheet. Corporate accounting you have studied, there you have gone through a balance sheet. So balance sheet is actually a statement of financial position. It is a statement of financial position. What it does, it reveals the entire company's position. It reveals the assets, liabilities, owner's equity, and as you have seen, a balance sheet consists of basically different headings. On the liability side, what we get share capital, we get current liabilities, we get long-term loans. On the asset side, we get fixed assets, current assets and investments. Correct, students? In this 6 headings, we get everything covered, and it's a broad category what I am talking about. And this balance sheet gives an idea to the investors as to what the company owns and owes. That is, what is its assets and what are its liabilities. And it also tells us what is the amount invested by the shareholders of the company. What is the next one is profit or loss account. Profit or loss account is a financial statement that shows us about the revenues, costs and expenses incurred during a specific period of time, usually a financial year or a financial quarter. Okay, it depends on the company's policy. This P&L account provides information and it shows us the ability of the company to generate profit by increasing revenue and reducing costs. So it is also called as a statement of profit or loss. It is also called as an income statement, or it is a statement of income and expenses. So any name we can give. So whatever other statements are there, these are the derivatives of balance sheet and profit or loss account. Means we prepare this based on the balance sheet and profit or loss account. So the next one is comparative financial statement. In comparative financial statements, what we do, we try to find out the financial position at different periods of time, of different points of time. So the financial position is shown in a comparative form, and what we do is we try to compare the financial position over a period of 2-3 periods or 2-3 years. So here two comparative statements are comparative balance sheet and comparative income statement. The next one is trend analysis. What does we do in trend analysis? All this you will study in this management accounting. Trend analysis evaluates an organization's financial information over a period of time. Trend is nothing but a change which takes place over a period of time. So here you try to compare it over a period of time. It may be measured in months or quarters or years depending on the situation. It will help you to predict the future movements of a stock or sales based on the past data. Of course, it is based on an assumption that whatever has happened in the past will give an idea about the future. So it is done based on historical data. The next one is common size statements. So here all the items of the balance sheet and income statement are presented in the form of percentages. Percentages by taking into consideration a common base. The common base can be the total assets, the total liabilities. Based on that, all other items will be measured. Generally, we take both the sides as 100 and then everything will be taken as a percentage of that particular amount, whatever we take into consideration. That is what we call it as common size statements. Common size statements, we try to express that in terms of percentage by taking a common base. The next one is fund flow statement or fund flow analysis. So this helps us to analyze the funds which are coming into the business and which are going out of the business. So here it tells about the various sources from which we get the funds and the various alternatives in which we spend the funds. So here we call it as sources of funds and application of funds. And fund flow statement, it tells us about the movements in working capital. It tells us about the movements in working capital. And here in fund flow analysis, we consider the balance sheet, profit or loss account and other adjustments which will be relating to these profit or loss account and balance sheet. The next one is cash flow analysis or cash flow statement. So here we will understand the inflow and outflow of cash. See, there we have two concepts, fund and cash. Cash are more liquid assets. So this cash flow statement tells us about the sources of cash and the application of cash. And these are the amounts which are related to day-to-day operations and transactions which are taking place, and those amounts which are in the form of cash itself, and it is done by using balance sheet and profit and loss account and other adjustments like how we do for fund flow analysis or fund flow statements. So the next one is, and the last one, ratio analysis. So here generally what happens, a balance sheet contains a quantitative data. So ratio analysis evaluates various aspects of a company's operating and financial performance. It will tell us about the liquidity, profitability, solvency, efficiency by taking into consideration various ratios. So here we take into consideration the liquidity ratios, that is current ratio and liquid ratio, and we take into consideration the solvency ratios, we take into consideration the debt equity ratio, we take into consideration the debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, stock turnover ratio. There are various ratios, so we calculate it with the help of again balance sheet and profit and loss account. As I told you, all the statements are calculated based on profit and loss account and balance sheet itself. So that is the basic foundation for us to go for different analysis, and based on that we will try to find out what is the exact position of the organization. Most of the organizations use this, and the investor can make use of it, and he can analyze the company financial condition. So here I would just like to add a concept relating to non-financial analysis. The non-financial analysis includes the business of the company, the management, the product range, the foreign collaboration, research and development, and government regulations. So students, just go through that. We have the multiple choice questions. The key item for investors on the income statement is sales, gross profit, operating expenses, after tax, net income. It is actually after tax net income. Which of the following represents the rate at which a company can grow from internal sources? Return on assets, sustainable growth rate, adjusted rate, return on equity. It is sustainable growth rate. The minimum size of issued capital to be listed on BSE is 20 crores, 5, 10, 15. It is actually 10 crores. Book value is the same as market value, a more accurate valuation technique than the dividend models. The accounting value of the firm as reflected in the financial statements, the same as liquidation value. The accounting value of the firm as reflected in the financial statements. Compulsory delisting is due to violation of listing agreement, capital size is small, merger, thin trading. It is violation of listing agreement. So students, the reviews, the references are available here. Hope you have understood. Okay students, we have done with fundamental analysis, means we have discussed all about economic, industry and company analysis. So the next concept will be actually technical analysis, but before that we have a small concept, so we will go for that in the next class. Okay students, thank you.